Greetings, Patrick here, and it's time for Dollar Theater. Dollar Theater comes out here on my channel every Monday at 2 o'clock, and Dollar Theater is an ongoing series that was started by our good friend Josh from Hobbs Horror, in which we find and review films that we've gotten for under $1.25. So I get most of my stuff from my local library, so because there's no other stores to go shopping at really around here and pay that kind of price. Well, today, last week we did animation. We watched Teen Titans Go and Superhero Girls, and I said, well, maybe it's time for another documentary and more like a concert film, because I haven't done one of those a little bit. I think probably like Alice in Chains, but I haven't done a comedy one since forever. So I thought I'd go ahead and do that since I picked up this. I picked up Kevin Hart, Laugh at My Pain from 2011. This is a concert film documentary, and it is a documentary. This is a very interesting movie and DVD release. So of course we all know Kevin Hart is a major superstar now, and he was climbing back then. He was still he was climbing up. He was well known. He was getting more well known, and this movie helped him out a lot in that regard. A lot of people went and saw this movie. I tell you that. It was produced for $750,000, but it made almost $8 million at the theater alone. And when it came out on home release, that it flew off the shelves. He's a very popular comedian. So, but really what caught me by surprise about this was it shows him doing first, he's from Philadelphia, so it shows him back in his hometown, showing us where he grew up at, some of the people that he knew, some of his relatives. And it was really interesting because he's really honest about that. About his life. He says his mom was great. She passed away, and he didn't have much of a relationship with his dad. His dad was just really wasn't in the family's life very much, and the times that he had his dad, he was grateful to have him, but he didn't see him too much. And he just basically paid, and it shows him talking about how he got his start. When he started, he worked harder than anybody else in the room, and it showed. And he got some great advice. He talked to he acknowledged his mentors, which I thought that was really a class move, because a lot of times when people get where they're at, they do tend to forget the people that helped get them there. And one of the funnier stories was when he was talking to his one mentor, the first mentor, and who connected him to a big, a heavy hitter, and the guy who was doing Kevin's booking, he got, they said, well, they're offering you like a $125,000 deal to do a special, and Kevin Hart, and he says, I turned it down, and Kevin said that when he heard that, he was just like, he's just blown his mind. He's like, what? He calls his original mentor and says, what the hell's going on? This guy just turned down a $125,000 deal for me. I need that money. I'm broke. I am dead ass broke. And his original mentor said, take a breath and trust him. He knows what he's doing. Well, obviously he did, because Kevin Hart blew the hell up. Sometimes it's not always jumping at the first thing, because when people see that you do, especially in the entertainment business, when you jump at the first thing, well, then people know people know how much they can get you for, and that's where you'll stay. Oh, he'll do it for $125,000, and next time we offer him, we'll offer him $125,000 because he'll do it, instead of just sitting there going like, I'm worth more than that, I'm funnier than that, I'm hard working than that. You could pay me $250,000 or whatever, whatever the deal went for. So he said he learned from that. And then it takes us to a set he did in Los Angeles, in front of 15,000 people at the Nokia Theater. And I got to be honest with you, the set was okay. There was a couple of times in it that made me laugh out loud. but it really wasn't. It didn't grab me. Uh, it was more, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. Like I expected to laugh my ass off. I was more, it was more interesting because it almost came off more as a spoken word than it did comedy. I mean, there's some comedy stuff in there too, but the way he discussed his family and his upbringing, it was more spoken word than it felt like a comic set. Um, and that was interesting. Um, because a lot of times older comedians, I mean younger comedians, don't get there until later on. You know, when they start getting a little older, a little wiser, a little bit more experienced, life experienced. A lot of times you go back to young comics, you know, and you watch their first sets, and they're all about it's topical. A lot of what they do their sets on doesn't really relate to today. Like, but this doesn't. Even though this came out 14, 15 years ago, this still has some punch to it. Quite a bit of punch, actually. Um, and I think what really got me was the fact, because I'm all about the special features. So I went back to the special features, and one of them is a unedited interview that Larry King did with Kevin Hart and his dad. His dad was there, and first they interviewed just the father. It was good. It was really good. His dad's proud of him. Dad acknowledged his mistakes. Dad. He's like, I made a lot of mistakes. And this is why. And he explains what happened to him and everything else. And he says, I'm very happy and very proud for of my son. Kevin comes on there and he basically says the same thing. He says, "Hey, I'm proud of my dad. He could have gave up a long time ago to addiction, but he overcame it, and now he's doing well. Their relationship was very good. Well, at least it was very good here. I'm not sure if his dad still with us or not, but at this particular time, at this particular moment, he was on. He was here with us during when this release. I thought it was really good. One of the best I've seen. They had a skit in there as well, the Plastic Cup Boys, that featured Taraja P. Henson. That was a lot of fun too. That was funny as hell. It was a takeoff of Reservoir Dogs, and that was a lot of fun. But the comic set itself was solid, but like I said, I just saw it as more as a spoken word, and I'm okay with that. I thought it was a very interesting choice that he did. Um, but this is a good a documentary, comic, concert film documentary. I would recommend this if you could get it. Now I know a lot of people, because what makes this really good is because it's not topical. This is relevant today just as much as it was relevant when it was released. It's one of those rare concert films that you put it on there and he's not really necessarily talking about things that happened in 2011. It's not dated. And that's really important when especially when you collect comedy albums, because a lot of times you put this on and everything's so out of date. Nothing applies to when you watch this, and it's sort of you're only watching it for the comedian itself, but the material is dated. Well, that's not like with it's not with Kevin Hart, Laugh at My Pain. So we give this a big thumbs up and a paw up. I had a lot of fun with this, and highly recommend it. I do like Kevin Hart. I think he's a very talented actor and a performer, and he seems very earnest. And he does seem like a very nice person off screen as well. He doesn't seem like like a phony. He seems like what you see is what you get, and I think that's really cool. All right, well that's it for that. If you like Kevin Hart, drop a comment down below. If you're new to the channel, hit the sub button and hit the bell. Hit the bell, the notification bell. Let you know whenever I drop one of these down. And also hit the like button. The like button and the bell button and the comment button all help the channel out. So I appreciate any and all comments, and we do answer them. So there's that. All right. Well, we'll be back next Monday with I don't know what, but it'll be something fun, I promise you. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Peace.